Hey everybody, it's Frankie-Lou. I'm here today doing a little planning for being away for the next few days. I have to go back and forth between homesteads and I'm going to be away for about 5 days, so I need to be sure that my milk jugs are going to be okay here before I head back to my other homestead in Springbank. Now, I've noticed a lot of questions lately about when is it time to open the jugs, and I know that folks aren't going to like to hear this, but I have done some experimenting over the years, and I just want to show you that there really isn't any benefit to opening the jugs earlier than you have to. Now let me explain. One of the main reasons that these milk jugs are so great is because they're acting like a mini greenhouse. Having them in this enclosed space like this helps them to retain the humidity that's in here. It's kind of a little mini passive solar energy chamber because what happens is it gets warmed up in here and it takes a lot longer to cool off, especially if you've got them grouped together. Those of you who live in Western Canada know that this has been a wild ride this week. We've had snow, we've had frost. I had to break the ice on my duck pond yesterday to let those guys in there. The May long weekend was really a wild ride this season. And I'm so happy I didn't open most of my jugs. Some folks seem to think that the plants are going to do better if they're left exposed to the elements a little bit longer, and that they're going to grow better if the jugs are open. And I just want to show you a comparison. This is a jug filled to the brim, okay, with Bright Light Swiss chard that I haven't opened. This is a jug of Bright Light Swiss chard that I opened 5 days ago because I wanted to experiment. That's why I'm here for you guys, to show you the difference. Now, Swiss chard is a cold hardy plant. These plants will revive, but they did get a little burnt from that frost. If you can see in here, these ones are still wonderful and green and lush and totally had no problem dealing with the frost and the snow that we had over the last couple of days. The other thing that's different is I watered these on the same day, about a week ago. Then I opened this 5 days ago. This needs watering already. This doesn't. The moisture retention in there means that this is probably going to be fine for another 5 or 6 days. I don't need to water it before I go away. Once I opened this jug, it stopped being a greenhouse and started being a pot. It requires that daily monitoring that traditional seed starting requires. This doesn't. I can still leave this for another 5 days, and I will, and it'll be fine. To me, this proves that it's better to leave these babies in their little greenhouses as long as possible. People build greenhouses because plants grow better in greenhouses, particularly in harsh conditions. Greenhouses provide a little bit more stability for your plants, less up and down, up and down. And that is why I chose to start doing the milk jug method here in Zone 3, where conditions are so erratic. That's one of the main benefits. When you're looking for a good rule of thumb as to when to open your jugs, unless it's absolutely bursting out of the top and the plants are getting way too crowded, it's best actually to look at your forecast, determine when you're going to put that plant in the ground, get your beds ready, and then 5 days to a week before you plan to transplant, then open your jugs. You don't have to harden off milk jug seedlings, but what you do need to do is get them to adjust to that change in humidity. If you go to open this jug and transplant those seedlings on the same day, you're probably going to lose some because that's way too much shock to put a young seedling through. Transplanting is not an easy thing for a seedling to go through, so you don't want to put it through those two major changes at the same time. I know people are chomping at the bits and they want to open their jugs, and everybody's saying that this season is so much slower than usual. But I look back at my records and it always feels like our seasons are so much slower here in Zone 3. That's living in Zone 3. Last year, I opened my jugs on May 25th. That's still a week away, and that's probably when I'll be opening these up once I return next week, because I'm getting the beds ready now. If I open them in 5 or 6 days, let them sit a few days, they'll be able to go into the ground at the time that they should. It's hard, I know. I grew up on the West Coast where I was already harvesting stuff outside at this point in time. You're living in a Zone 3 climate, like most of us living in Alberta or in the mountains or in Saskatchewan or in Manitoba or in a lot of northern regions of the world. You probably want to keep those babies in their jugs, in their little mini greenhouses, as long as you can. There is no benefit to opening them earlier. Now, if you love fussing, if you love opening the jugs during the day and closing them at night and watering more often, and that's the way you like to garden, then go ahead. But if you're like me, and one of the main reasons that you chose to do this method is because you want to do something that's less work, so you have more time for doing bed prep and taking care of animals and preserving, then maybe you might want to leave those jugs closed. I'm going to leave them closed for another week. Also, I'm about to head to my Springbank homestead where it's been snowing all this weekend. If I had opened my milk jugs before I left the Springbank, Calgary area, I would have a bunch of dead seedlings right now. The milk jugs have been taking care of my seedlings in Springbank, and I know that despite the fact that there's been lots of snow, they'll be just fine. I watered them well before I left. Keeping that humidity is a really good way of helping to keep plants healthy when there's a little bit of an erratic spike in temperature. And I'm not worried about it. I know a lot of people were very worried about their milk jugs, but that's what they're made for. Remember, it is a mini greenhouse. I know it might not seem like it can do much, but I have been amazed over the years through my experiments to show the differences. Every year I learn a little bit more about how much you can push the limits of these things, and as long as you keep them watered in a nice sunny location where they're going to get exposure to precipitation and sun, it's amazing what you can pull off with these. Because these seedlings are outside, they're not going to go through as huge a transition as those seedlings that you're buying from the nursery. When I take things out of the big greenhouse and put them outside, I have to do a hardening off process. You don't have to do that with the milk jugs. You just have to open them up for a few days, let them adjust to the new humidity. And you will find that while your seedlings that you're growing in your milk jugs aren't going to be as big and beautiful and pretty and vibrant maybe as ones that you're buying, if you were to take one of these seedlings, say from Swiss chard, that you're growing in your milk jugs outside, and then you were also to take some seedlings that you purchased from a nursery, I'm sure you'll be very pleasantly surprised at how much these ones that you grew in your milk jugs in these conditions are able to thrive and grow faster than the ones that are going through the shock of coming from a nursery situation. So a good rule of thumb, it's not about the size of your plants, it's about your forecast and when you're planning to put those plants in the ground. You do want to wait until your seedlings have a second set of leaves before you transplant. That's generally a good idea under any circumstances. I've got some jugs with seedlings that haven't reached that size yet. When it does come time to put them in the ground, leave them in the jug a little bit longer so it gets an opportunity to take advantage of the greenhouse conditions to grow large enough before you put it in the ground. I know it's hard because while we're having beautiful weather right now, it's probably going to be a bit of a frost tonight. There's no benefit to getting things out too early and killing all of these wonderful little seedlings that you've gone through all this trouble to grow. Give it time. Watch the forecasts. I'm thinking I'm not going to be putting a lot of this stuff in the ground until the first week of June, which may seem harsh, but I would rather have a little bit of a delay at the start than to lose all the hard work that I've done now. So I hope that's helpful. I hate being the party pooper, guys, and telling everybody to wait, but honestly, you've waited since you've had these seedlings going since February in some cases. It doesn't hurt to wait another week or two. As always, please continue to send questions and let me know if there's more content you'd like to see more about. I'm looking forward to showing you the results of the Snugs versus Jugs experiment trials, and I hope you'll also take this chance to grow together today. Have a good one.